Ready?
Ready. Mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All Mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. For that purpose, until I attain Buddhahood, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until death, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. From today until this time tomorrow, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. May all Mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness in the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering in the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all Mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness in the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering in the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offering, confession, rejoicing, requesting, and prayer, I dedicate it for the complete awakening of all beings. Jechan, Great Vashidhar, Tilapa, Narotan, Marpa, Ilarepa, Dharma Lord Rambopa, Padmajupa, and Lord Jupumba, by praying to Father Karpula. From his guru, King Sarlimba, he received the nectar medicine of bodhicitta and brought benefit to all sentient beings. I pray to glorious Atisha, from now until I attain enlightenment. May I also practice the three precious lineages, and through this may I perfect sublime bodhicitta and bring benefit to others with my bodhicitta. In all my lives, may I never be separated from the perfect Guru. May I enjoy the glory of the Dharma, perfect the qualities of the Bhumis and past, and quickly attain the state of Ajahn. The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. I visualize and offer these as fruit of fields. May all sentient beings be born in the pure lands. I offer to gurus of the three kayas complete, outer, inner, secret, and suchness offerings, taking my body, wealth, and all to family. I pray, please grant the unsurpassed between the
Again, we finished fifth line, but now much longer text that we are going to talk about or going through few lines. This text is the most well-known text in at least Tibetan Buddhism and also maybe beyond Tibet. So this text is very early text, and also it could understood as Tantra, of course, more on Dzogchen as well. So somehow I had connection to this text somehow. So I just gave a long oral transmission in Boston last week or week before that. And if you want to listen that record, I think you can find on probably available on my website. If not, we can pull out that part. Maybe I chant in Tibetan, so maybe that's another thing. And here we have a gathering here I want to share a little bit about this text. And first of all, thank you so much, Elizabeth, that letting us gathering here, also providing wonderful environment and everything, and request also these texts to share with everyone in here and beyond, in person and online. I'm hoping there's some people online.
Yes, there are.
Okay. And this text, as I said, it's called Manjushri Namasamgiti. That's our Sanskrit title. And Tibetan is that's what I know. I grew up, I know the title, the Tibetan title. Usually Tibetans, we only use Tibetan titles to call the texts until I know a little bit about Sanskrit or I don't really know, even you say me speakers or Manjushri Namasamgiti, what is that text? But I know these texts, but if you call through or title in Sanskrit, then it's I would be puzzled because lack of Sanskrit before, but now we can see that Ayya Manjushri Namasamgiti, that's the text. As I said, these texts is treated as a tantra, and there's a lot of commentaries as well. And these texts is, of course, quoted in many texts, all the way from basic tantras to all the way to Dzogchen Padasans tradition. And someone even told me that these texts can be treated as even higher than Padasans tradition. In the Dzogchen, we have Adi and the Yangdi and the Jidi and so many categories that Adi is equivalent to Dzogchen. But it could be treated that way. But we would not have time to go through the text that much. But today, in the 2 hour this morning, what I can provide a few lines and talks a little bit about sort of structure, general structure of Tantra, and not only Tantra, but the whole Buddhist teaching and their structure. And these opening prayers and also their settings, Lingxi, I use setting, or sort of background, or the introduction, and that talks about how these tantras are provided, who taught it, who collected, or who is the person who requested. and then where and when and what is this text. So first we go through this title. We have now 3 languages. In Indian language, that is how Tibetans treat Sanskrit as just English, Indian language, but which means Sanskrit. Sometimes you can see people translate in Sanskrit or language of Sanskrit. So that is the Arya Manjushri Namasamgiti. And then we have in Tibetan, we have Papuan Jambardin Sayang Tabarjuba. So that is a translation of it. Since the English translation, I'm not sure it's based on Sanskrit or Tibetan, but should be close. But somehow we have Sangiti. The Giti part is Tibetan, didn't really say a song. It's Yang Tabarjuba. As didn't really say chanting either. It's a juba, so pronouncing or how to say juba?
Juba.
Calling.
Oh, calling is good, yeah.
No, calling is better. The calling, correctly calling or perfectly calling or precisely calling tapat juba. It's other one. So here the names of Manjushri, the Arya Manjushri. Arya means noble one. The noble Manjushri, the names of the Manjushri are calling perfectly. Yam Tapar. Perfectly. So that's how in the Tibetan appears. Since Sanskrit, at least if we search Sanskrit Gita or Giti, that is related to song, but Bhagavad Gita. So Gita is more Giti Gita that says song, but it's calling is kind of song. Could be. So that's how it's related to that Tibetan. Since in our English translation, we don't have come perfectly or clearly, precisely, or correctly, or whatever. The modifier is not there in English. And then we have this homage. This homage is called the translator's homage. It's not the original text. In Sanskrit, we would not have this line. Jambashvana Churvala Chansala, homage to the ever youthful Manjushri. And so everyone probably know Manjushri is very, very popular deity, and both in China and Tibet, maybe probably in India as well. So Manjushri is very well-known deity, whether we treat as a Buddha or treat as a Bodhisattva. And in Tibet, we have Riksum Gombos, the 3 protectors. 3 protectors. This one is Manjushri, and then Avalokiteshvara, and Vajrapani. So these 3 are treated as the embodiment of compassion, wisdom, and power. So Manjushri represents knowledge or embodiment of the wisdom. So that is Manjushri. But these texts treat the Manjushri as a really almost module Buddha, what we talk about, whether number Nangzi, the Vairocana, or the Gundasambo, Samadabhadra. So all deities could play that primordial or cosmic deity or embodiment of or deities. So these lines sometimes Tibetans use this homage to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and sometimes homage to the Manjushri and so forth. There's some reason of it. When we say homage to the very beautiful Manjushri, it means this text is very difficult to understand, the meaning, meaning-wise. So we need Manjushri's help to understand this. And also sometimes these Manjushri pay homage to Manjushri here because this text is about Manjushri and the names of Manjushri. And so that's why it could be also pay homage to Manjushri as well. And then the actual texts start with Teni Parden Dorjin Chang. So usually in these days, if you go to Bodh Gaya, Nyingma Momams, Nyingma aspiration prayers, the entire Nyingma Momam, almost they chant nothing but these texts, almost whole day with the melody. If you sit 1 or 2 days with chanting, it's kind of rhythm is there, and if you already memorize it, then it's quite joyful to participate. The Nyingma Molam chantings, so they use bell and then all gong, that small fish head gong, that's Chinese Mahayana style, but Tibetan bell as well, to chant rhythmically. There is a melody that usually called the four-finger style of melody, so a little bit pitch, but lower than the second line, and then second line can pitch up and then down and then down and then pick up the another 4 lines. So this 4 line melody is the traditional way of our tradition. We don't know, but these days you can see that is melody. So calling, we remember calling Lama from far here. Calling Lama from far, whether that is correct way of saying it or not, but somehow in English we adopt that way. So this Jiang But, Jiang could be far distance, Jiang Rinpo. But Kanru Ke Jiang, the laughter of Dakinis, is this Jiang means laughter. How to say Jiang is calling almost loudly.
Bellowing, like very loud.
No, don't think bellowing is right.
Okay.
It's devotionally kind of calling intensely, loudly. That's also called Jiang. So probably Lama Jambo is calling intensely, turning your devotion. Could be blowing that you are ruling your devotion and longing and so forth to some smokes coming out or some glowing steams are coming out. So maybe that's right, right way. So, however, Dunjun Rinpoche mentioned that his on Lama Jambo is saying, we don't need to call him or her as we call him from far. We also don't need to search or looking around where we lamas are. It's always in our heart. That his explanation, very beautiful. Lama Jambo, I think almost most beautiful Lama Jambo in our Nyingma tradition, maybe beyond. Are you familiar with that?
No. Lama Jambo.
Did
The Rinpoche.
Guru Lama Jambo or the Guru Yoga, he composes himself for that. Ajahn Lama Tane Jambo Wondo Hojo Ronsen Nyuma Dele Lama Loso Mani. So that's, he said he's very longing to Jambo Wondo, Ajahn Lama training. So I intensely miss the Lama. And Jambo Wendo Pujo. So Jambo is whether calling far or calling intensely. With Wendo means almost like a crying, crying sound. Wendo. Jambo Wendo Pujo. I don't Lama turn Jambo Wendo. Rongsam Newman did Lama lost my name. So I couldn't find anywhere else except my nature and so forth. If you have time, sometimes need to see those things. And this text is melody is a little bit different. It's it's usually chant with the titles as well in the entire text. Jagargida Arya Manjushri Namasamgiti Bukida Papan Jambar Jinsayon Tabarajo Jambarajun Jurvala Chansa Tindi Pardem Dorjin Chon Dugandar Nam Jinjo Jitin Somveja Jitin Josomveja Bima Garbo Jindi Jan Bima Jindi Sharmawa Rumbe Lagi Dorjin Yung So these four line chantings that you can do the melody based on our fingers. So this is how they chant. And when I grew up, I read this text a lot. Almost every day I carry everywhere, taking care of yaks, sheep, and I carry these texts in the mountains. And because very somehow this text is karmically connected to me, because after Cultural Revolution, when I grew up in Tibet, there was no any Dharma objects or activities. People talk about Dharma. I have never I had never seen or heard of any Dharma. So I grew up in a very much communist, under communist rule, of course, but the worst part of the period that called people's commune, where you cannot own properties or you cannot go anywhere. Every night there's a meeting for scouting. They call scouting or scolding. So you need to scold some people to yell you are bad people because you own some properties and
Struggle
session. Or struggle session, yes. And my mother always carried me on her back we need to go to that meeting to see how people torture others. So that's how I grew in that period of time. And my mother never say anything about Dharma. So if she says something, I may say some of my friend, and then she will be in trouble, maybe put in jail or more. So I think around I was 13, then Chinese government allowed people to kind of slowly allowed to practice Dharma. And then one day I was feeling Tibetan stove. We talked about Tibetan stove is in the middle of the house, and
Seen it.
yeah. And I was sitting this side, my mother was sitting that side, and then she pulled out a leather bag, small leather bag. And then we look at inside, there's some Dharma objects. One of them is Manjushri Namasamgiti. It's a very long picture. Yeah. Take out from a kanju, I think it's manageable. So I really love this text, since then I carry everywhere and I chant every day, all the time. Even I go to visit my uncles, aunts, and I carry that, and then every morning I chant. And but there is some Sanskrit lines here. I always struggle with that back then, and so that's kind of these texts somehow is my childhood, how to say, comforting text. I grew up with these texts. Of course, the actual text is still in, I think, probably should be in my brother and sister's. But I have no access to the actual text, that text. Not now, but now we have in English. And when I was Taiwan 25 years ago, I think they make really beautiful, I think, trilingual or at least bilingual Chinese, Sanskrit, and Tibetan. They make a very nice picture back then. So these texts are not only on the Tibetans, but everywhere. It's very popular. There is, of course, commentaries. I saw your book that already in English. So if you are interested in, or you want to keep this as a daily practice, people in Tibet usually people memorize it, and this becomes sort of daily practice. So that's just, the story of the text. And then, of course, these texts, as I said, translated very, very early. Very early means probably 8th century. And so here we have most tantras or sutras. We always talk about 5 excellences. Yeah, 5 excellences. One of my article that Jay, you say you read halfway, so about the five excellences. There's general and also outer inner way of doing the what we call presence of the five excellences. Yeah. So five excellences usually setting is five excellences. The setting means introduction. So who the five excellences are the teacher, and of course the student, and then the teaching Dharma, and then the place, and then the time. So if you read Hatha Sutra, it's always there. Thus have I heard. So once upon a time, is it? And then we have at Sutra, we have Wochu Peg and Shariputra request or ask Avalokiteshvara. Avalokiteshvara taught through Buddha's blessing, and the Dharma is the teaching is Hatha Sutra, and time is just implies that once I've heard once upon a time. So these fives are always important because who is the teacher and who is the student, so what is that particular Dharma. And these are excellence means or are auspicious. And these texts didn't really say where, and of course when is also implied. And other way of thinking is there is a time, there is a place, a teacher, and teaching, and a student. So these four are gathering together. The actual teaching is occurring. That is the time. Time is relatively, how to say, depend on these four are gathering or not. And place here is not mentioned. Usually, tantric teachings, of course, when we think about the first training of the Dharma will, and the second and third and so forth, we have the Deer Park, where the four noble truths and the virtual peg and so forth, the Panchaparamitas and so forth. So it comes to Tantra, then we have different places in Kalachakra and Hivajra. All these have different places, and also some are not in human realm. And Buddha taught some tantras in the God realm, Satam, Mitam, yeah, and also humans realm, and also Naga realm. So these are the different realms that Buddha taught. And students are also not necessarily human as well. So these different beings, and in the Nyingma tradition, where Guhyagarbha teachings occur in Himalaya, but we have these five ringings are different realms or different types of beings, students as well. So here, these texts, it's just right away start with the student or compiler or the holder or the one who requests ask Buddha to teach this text. And generally, we have students, prominent students, Shariputra, Mangalama, and Ananta, and all these are who request, who ask questions, who then later compile. And then comes to Tantra, most of the time is Vajrapani, is the collector or the owner, or it's a little bit difficult to say. Dharma we call Choda, but it's not Shuapo, and also the what do you call it? The teachings of Vajrapani is somehow now couldn't come out my Tibetan term. Is
What is it in Tibetan?
I couldn't come out. English. Keep saying the collector.
Like Shariputra in the Heart Sutra is the one who requests teachings.
Not only requesting, it's called Chuda. No.
Chitak is the owner of the teaching.
Yeah.
Maybe a more graceful translation in English that I don't know.
Maybe come out later, but yeah, it's another Tibetan term that we have is so Vajrapani, who is not the only the request, but the teaching together him, and he preserved it. He collected, he protected, he preserved it, he carry on, and so that is Vajrapani. Tene, then, so this is almost also indicating the time. But this start is interestingly the text, Tene, usually it comes before these some background, and then what happens. So Tene means then. But you can see English translation as well, then Vajradhara. So the Vajradhara, so Dhara means to hold, and Pani also means hold. So these two here, when we say Vajradhara, we talk about yesterday quite a lot. Vajradhara is cosmic deity, or the almost the origin that all Buddha families are raised from Vajradhara, or number non-Zeus, or Gottesombo. So these three are somehow we said, or we treat them as a cosmic deity. And this Vajradhara here is say Tibetans, Dorjin Chang. So Chang and Zin, both in the Tibetan, if we translate in English, to hold. Yeah. So since here, even as we call Vajradhara, but it's not talking about Vajradhara. And this Vajradhara is almost kind of descriptive way of saying, I think, the Vajrapani. You are the Vajra holder, glorious Vajra holder, or not you are, but he's someone is riding the Vajradhara and Vajrapani, or the Buddhas are telling the story. Yes, that this is how we call in English the writer's omniscient way of saying know everything. But it's not Vajrapani is the first person to tell him, but that's how Tantra talks about the background setting. And so Tenepa Dentor Chinchong, Dan Vajradhara, ever glorious, somehow we have errors. This translation, a lot of errors, but to that end we don't have error. But plus, I don't know what adds in there. Then Durkan Durvanam Jinjo, who is the supreme subduer of the heart to tame, who subdues this Durkava. So which means Durkava means there's two tamings, and through the peaceful way of taming and the lawful way of taming. So there is a Hiwi Mitorba Tapundurvayas, no one who cannot tame by peaceful, then need to tame by a lawful way. And there is a story that Hayagriva and Vajravarahi together to subdue Rudra and so forth. These are taming. That so the Vajrapani is why it's become very powerful for deity or the Bodhisattva. And early days, if you see Gandhara arts and so forth, it's very nice kind of Buddha's bodyguard, Vajrapani. Yeah, he carries the club and he's really wearing these tore down sort of animal skin, and he's very how to say, untamed, look like it's very rough guy. But he's of course done once we artistically done well, and then he's refined and all this fire blazing and carry water and that. But the early arts is quite fun to see what Vajrapani is like. Rough guy, right side of the Buddha to be as bodyguard. So if you have time, if you like art, and look at that, those early Gandhari Vajrapani images. And who is the hero conquering the triple world? That's so these are just sort of straightforward. If you know Vajrapani, then it's clear. It's all praising the student who he is. The Vajra Lord and the Master of all secrets is not talking about Manjushri, but it's talking about the either Bodhisattva or deity Manjushri that we have. And then Pema Garpo Jinji Jian, Pema Jinji Sharangava, Rangi Laki Dorjin Cho, Yang Tang Shiba. And he has this eye with eyes wide open, like white lotus. His face just like lily in full bloom, while shaking his hand repeatedly. While shaking in his hand repeatedly, a Vajra of highest excellence. Yeah, but the Vajra part is, of course, we know Thunderball. Thunderball has so Vajra, and also could be diamond or the hardest material, cannot destroy by others. And he holding this Vajra. Early images he holding clubs and interesting way. But of course, art historians talks about this a lot. If you are interested in who is Vajrapani, is why he's holding Vajra, and so forth. There's a lot of connections. Early Indian arts are many of them are influenced by Greek art, and mainly Vajrapani is, whether copying or not, but it's he is Hartley, and Hartley carries club or the thunderball, and also Indra is also carried holding the thunderball. So somehow these art, Indian Greek influence, Indian art that somehow come up perfectly. Our Vajrapani, the image, we need this fire blazing Vajra holder who can destroy anything like Hercules and Indra. So it's a perfectly come up in image. But sometimes I'm seeing early Gandhara images are more humanly mundane and humanly as rough as possible, but it's not like almost flying in a fire blazing realm. That's a later part. And 20 人不干了，说哪能多见他一个，把我都干到了不，你这个是让他把戏嘛。Accompanied by countless of Vajra Panis, so there's always multiplier. With features such as fears, turbulence, brows, and the subduer of the heart to turn arrows, so what would you say? This Tronir, Tronirma, so Tronir means Tronirma, and Raffle deities have this wrinkle when they open their mouth and they show their hands and so forth. And that's true, yeah. Cat and dogs get when they open they're trying to show, look like angry, their wrinkles show up in their face. So that's Chounyama, I guess Chounyama is turbulence brows.
That's the way they translate it here. It's
Okay.
Wrinkled brow, furrowed brow, they say.
Okay. So that's what he does. And appearing with a heroic Hideous homes, hideous homes. Hideous, sorry, hideous. Yeah. And then these are his the description of him. Orjitsen mo ram trova, rangalak zorshiba. Ningi chen sheradan, tabjin drevi, tenshin chok. Brandishing in their hands their mighty vajras, the tips of which emit intense light. Or seems good. Great benefactors to all living beings. Benefactor. So Nyingji Che is a benefactor. Seems, oh no, compassion. Habjin Rui Tongxi, but the true skill, through insight, and through great compassion to benefit other beings. Because these lawful deities, or their nature is peace. So that's the compassion and insight and so. Gangurong with Sambajan Trollage so then but Sanjin Chilin Shibingo, Ludonam the Langi do. With pleased and happy attitude, with joy, their bodies, those of the lawful deities, protectors who assist Buddha's deeds, their bodies bowing reverently. So now they're all getting together around Buddha, and this is setting similar, respectfully bending, and usually always talk about putting one right knee on the floor to then request and then sort of sit and so forth. Then this and that so far what we read is all about Vajrapani. This could be any date, lawful deity, but here is particular Vajrapani who requests. Oh, it's called Dubapo. Yeah.
Dubapo is the request, or they
Dubapo means who, sort of, that's why I'm trying to say who collected.
Dubapo. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dubapo.
Du means gathering.
Yeah, the collector. Then the Dubapo is just the one who the compiler was saying, maybe.
Yeah, and also it's preserved as well. So Vajrapani is the Dubapo of the most time trusted by Vajrapani. The Yiji Bajum then de so sonji la chan sarne, Palmo Jabra Shin and the German Dotin. So what he did, so up until here is description of them, and then the request. The request to Bhagavan, the Jumdende or the Tijijipa, the Bhagavatas. Pay homage to the true awakened one, protector, blessed one, Bhagavata. I think the Bhagavan is the blessed one. And there's protector. I don't see Tibet, but anyway, the Tathagatas, Vascon ones, and the Bhagavats, the blessed ones. Ones or one, sorry. And Zopisanji, the Buddha, complete, perfect Buddha, a working one, true working one. And joining his two palms respectful. I think that an earlier is saying there's numerous Vajrapanis, maybe the main Vajrapani was values, or there's a lot of bodhisattvas. But here, since Panmojawa Ni translate his two poems, since in English at least one Vajrapani requested, but there's a lot of Vajrapanis in the Tibetan sometimes as plural markers, but most of the time we don't have plural marker. We don't even have he or she in here. So that's the advantage of English or disadvantage of the English. But we don't know yet. And joining his poem or their poem, is probably their poem, but recorded by one could be. Joining his two poems respectfully, he said, and he said before the Lord of the following, so he sits, and then he said this. So this is a direct quote on what he said, or they said. Sometimes Buddhas are good at say same thing at the same time and without just stopping everyone so they can synchronize well. Yeah, that's what Buddhas do. So maybe they say, "Chapta dala menbatang, daktong dala tuk zichir, juntur cheri mo zokpe, shongchur jine daktong zu." So that this is request, or omnipresent Lord, the Buddha, for my well-being, the self well-being, without myself, and which do concern for me and for myself. So here's a lot of me things, and or us. So that is not necessarily me or we, but probably include all the venues together there. And Juntur Tavimun Zopi Shonchip in the doctor so that I may reach completing awakening upon the basis of illusions net. So this is you can see the term illusions net, or in Sanskrit, the Maya Jala, the Maya illusion Jala, the nets. That's the whole cycle of Tantra is called Maya Jala cycle. And Mahayoga Tantra, and could be further. And these, you can see the Maya Jala mentioning here, and the Tantra later, or it could be early, our famous Nyingma Tantra, the Jujuchawa, or the Samanyingu, the Gujagarba, is in this. And so that's why this Tantra is the foremost kind of source, or foremost early when the Maya Jala Tantras could be, because this is translated from India, and in Tibet, as I said, this text is really, this Tantra is really, really popular, and particularly this here is saying this Tantra is belong to a Maya Jala cycle. There's another way of Maya Jala, the illusion. Sometimes they use called magical, I think.
Magical net.
Magical net, I think. Yeah. So whether we call magical or illusions, what's different, magical and illusion?
Similar.
So illusions, some have deceiving qualities or deceiving connotations. Illusion, magic as well, but magic is more fantastic. Here is talking more about something magically can turn water into some nectar or something that transformative.
Magical is better.
I think magical is maybe better. So this whole tantric practice is transformative, and the purpose of the tantra is also transformative. And that's the purpose of becoming a Buddha or awakened stage. Then I may reach complete awakening on the basis. I may reach. Now, my English, I think it's the Jine is quite important here. Jine means I must, to say, 经理讲呀，
Need to or something like that, or like a
it's almost there's no other options. I have to. 经理讲 but in English too, do you think they have that meaning? Maybe it's,
I think we could say must, or we could say that I may is very, it's like a prayer.
yeah.
May I,
Mhm.
but it's yin da yin.
Yeah.
It's like I have to do it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't. It's a little may is a little bit soft.
Yeah. Almost like Zoo. You must
So
makes me attain the awakening fully complete this magical network. Magical network, which means the Junto Tower is treated here as a Buddhahood. Because the Junto Tower or the magical net is under deity. So Mandela is talking about. So Dr. Zeus implies that Zeus, you must make me this happen to me. So it's a more sort of forceful and also stronger. So
On the basis of the illusions net, on the basis of the magical net, but you're saying that the magical net is also the result to reach the enlightenment. You're saying that the magical net as another way of saying enlightenment, or here it's saying on the basis of it, like the cause.
here, the Tibetan, we don't have basis, but somehow English need to say that, or the translators, what we did is completely awakening Nombazo Pichancho, I think that's using upon the basis of it's the awakening stage or the Chancho awakening, then that may be okay. Complete awakening, the numbers of the Chancho of this Junto Tower is basis or of this would be fine, but it's a Tibetan, we don't have basis, and also we can treat this the complete awakening of magical net, which means that the Junto Tower is 180 mandalas, is sort of perfectly complete mandala when we talk about the Buddhahood as well, yeah. So mandala. I'm putting mandala here is the basis of that. And generally, these look like appositional, if that term we use in so this means equal, the medical net equal to the completely perfect, which numbers of but or these three are sets. Magical net, which is the completely awakening state, somehow come out state. I can say without state, there's no state in the
awakening.
The Junto Tower wants of the Chanchu, you know, it's all one phrase, it's big. Right? So it's the enlightenment, the complete enlightenment of the, that's the enlightenment of the complete magical net.
Yeah, if we can do that, then it's a Chancho is almost like in an enlightened state, or the awakened state is perfected through the magical net.
Magical, perfected the magical net.
Mhm.
It's Jine, it's the Namasamgiti, right?
Mhm.
And this ne, if it's not, it's the if it's this Namasamgiti in English is what that
True.
agentificates, it's
Yeah, ne.
the ne, so that could be through or on the basis of this ne, Jine. Maybe that's why they're getting it on the basis of.
But Jine treat as a separate interjection, rather than
Right, forcefully or something like
yes.
that. Well, desperately, almost like
you must,
yeah.
You must give me that. I'm desperate.
Right.
Yes, I cannot wait. So this is kind of earlier we talk about a loud cry. Jenny, you must. So those are some points that translation. Maybe we have different translation. I'm sure these texts translate many times. Yeah, then we don't need to rely on one text.
It's just a little bit polite.
Yes, I can wait. May means I can wait, but Jinni means I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I desperately need this juncture of completely perfected bit difficult to say by because of, again, the genitive particles could read as a decision. So there's virtual tower, which is the either way, it's a little bit different because when we read this a big word, then Changzhou is important here, which is completed through, completely perfected through the Junzhou Tao, could be. So either, but one a suggestion. Then we have a new being central Xing, Meshi Dam to Xing Wei, Sentian Gula Member Dam, Lamin Drip Topi Chair. So then now we have chair. The purpose why I wanted to become a Buddha, why I want to change the Buddhahood, or even sort of the Junto Taoist itself. And the purpose is for others, sentient beings, and for the sake of every living beings that who are sunk deep into the mud of the ignorance. That ignorance is the cause of the trouble, and then these sentient beings' mind is disrupted by the afflictions. Do we have that in English? Or maybe as lines are different.
The lines are different, but I think they do. I think they say their thoughts are disturbed by various afflictions.
Yeah.
The third line.
Yeah, their thoughts are disrupted by various afflictions, so that they may attain highest fruit. Yes, so that this so that is going back to the before 4 lines, yeah, but so that's going, it's making sense here.
And so that is chir at the end.
But reason is not really going well.
To go further back to the top to understand them.
For the sake of every being.
Yeah, there is already for the sake of.
Okay, so yeah, and then okay, and then same member
Maybe this a lot
not
is
to give a torch and what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, the 4 la, maybe la treated as 4. Sentient Kun la. Member is the first set. But that's just interesting. Really, this chair is the whole 4 lines. Almost like 4, this or every living beings attain the fruit of unsurpassed fruit, or all these sentient beings have these all problems. So it's a little bit. The theory is so that is I want to attain a Buddhahood for attain for all sentient beings attain Buddhahood. meanings. And when last line has so that is because this chair is going all the way to maybe top, or so that they may attain highest truth. Because they have afflictions, basically a little bit too close to affliction, and so that. Otherwise, we sort of understand, yeah. So, Bisanji Jumdende, Ndrovila Matumbapo, Hamsekin Botini, Chen, Ombo Samba Chen Ki. Now, it's all request. Now, sorry. It's always on Jumdende, so that's we often use this always on you. Because we need to say complete or perfect Buddha. Buddha has, we say, yang takpa zopisanji. Why we need to add this yang takpa and zopisanji? Just say Buddha, refer to Buddha. It's the idea is that it's not really just we say Buddha, it's not really automatically means Buddha. There's big Buddhas and Arhats sometimes call us sort of Buddha. And here wants to say completely perfect Buddha kind of thing is we are talking about the Vipangavan Buddha, not the big Buddhas and so forth. So here we have that both Zopisanji and Jumdende Bhagavan. And the first line is the blessed one, the words Guru, that's putting together. So anyway, may you, the most supreme awakened one, Zopisanji, Jumdende, blessed one, Drove Lama, the words Guru, and teacher Dunba. Khenpo Khenpo Chen, who knows the great Samaya's reality. That's interesting. Aware of wishes and abilities. So Tamse is interesting term that sometimes could be used as a deity, sometimes could be used as a process, sometimes can use as a practice, sometimes can use as on nature. So Tamse has a lot of meaning. Of course, when translate back into Samaya, the Sanskrit, it doesn't really give much meaning. And the top of that, Tamsek's reality. The Greek Samaya's reality. So whatever these we can treat as the Tamse, you can means you realize the highest reality, Tamse Khenpo. And we have as the Tamse could be sometimes as view if go to Dzogchen. Others in tradition, we have 바다 힘겹스 four times 미바 지구 샤와 힘겹. So those four times are the highest view in the option. So times could be anything, and deity to the view, to the meditation, to the process. So here we can think about a different highest reality. The Samya, Tamsa Kingdom, Pinyin. So it seems here we don't have genitive, so it seems appositional, Tamsa Kingdom, which is Tini. A little bit different and treating reality of the Tamsa. Tamsa Kingdom is the reality. And also understands or aware of, maybe aware of this, understands almost unbechangeably, one who understands all different faculties of the sentient beings. And also thoughts. So here we have that truth, somebody's wish, and one boy's abilities.
Possibilities, some
Look like wishes.
I guess it's wishes, could be thoughts, could be.
So wishes are interesting. Wishes are not necessarily good things. There's many bad wishes that doesn't fulfill that way. I think that it's just this non-bias. Buddha knows this their thinking. It's almost similar, but it's not only wishes. And when we say wishes, it seems he will fulfill their sentient beings' wishes. But all the wishes are not positive. Some wishes are very, very harmful, maybe. So maybe thinking.
It's different than aspirations.
Wish.
Like
No.
it's not saying all
It's not the same word here. It's the word here is just thoughts.
Thoughts, when we say thoughts, then maybe select good thoughts. Bad thoughts can prevent. Good thoughts can further develop. But wish as well. So wish is a little bit, tricky here. Tibetan somebody just thoughts. Okay. 좀 된 뒤지 이시 그 쭉들 전부 책이다. 이시 거대랑 흉아. 연발 이시 쓴바예. So here, reveal to us. What's revealed to us is the great name changing of this Manjushri, Yeshi 좀 된 뒤지 Yeshi 쭉들 전부 책이다. Wisdom body of the last one is 좀 된 뒤지 Yeshi Yeshi the wrong chuma is some look like revealed to us the great. This may be a little bit. Lines are not exactly the same. The first line is the wisdom body of the Divanga one. And then the Dangyi, or the nature of phrasing, of wording, or chanting, or the calling of this great Ushisha, and which is rising, occurring naturally, and self-occurring wisdom body, and which is the Yambri system, the self-arising, which is the wisdom sattva, Manjushri. And Yambra Yihisimba, which is sometimes we have the deity, particular Manjushri's name is called Yambra Yihisimba. We have Yambra Yihisimba, Drupta, the sadhana. So now we have mainly on that job, turns up Tony Gachi, Tonchen Sumer Rapshua, Tome Barton, Targilla. David Sanji Namji so Maon Namji so Machula, Tada Chumwe so Sanji, Yon Tayon to Zoma Kong. So here we have now the names. So this mainly on the grouping show. The wisdom, not the wisdom. These names with the meaning both profound and west. This is the young European show. Wisdom deity called Manjushri. We don't have Manjushri here, but English has Manjushri. I think they bring from.
Speak from another quatrain.
Yeah. So we are not lining up well with Tibetan and English. I mean, probably adjusting the English translation. Sometimes people translate line by line. Sometimes people translate by word, which is a Tibetan verb, comes in the end of the 4 lines most of the time. And then, of course, English verb needs to come right after the subject and somehow readjust in a bad way. And sometimes English insert a subject because most of the time Tibetan lines omit subject. It's understandable. And so that's why we have here. So it doesn't matter, maybe we read in English, then if you have a question, we have time, we can discuss. But the wisdom deity called Manjushri, these names with meaning both profound and vast, Tun Sab and Tun Jachua, of great significance, Tun Xian, unmatched, Tsumi, serene, Rav Shiva. Mainly on that European. I think that's the Manjushri is at here. Toma and Targeva with goods at their start, middle, and end. So these are always talk about all the Buddha's teaching or dharmas are a good at starting, a good at middle, good at end. So these all are dharma. Dharma has no bad things, defects in the beginning or the end, and the middle. Anyway. And Deva Sangye Namche Som Mao Namche Som Chola. So this dharma is perfect, either past and future on the present or the beginning or the end or the middle is proclaimed by Buddha of the eons in the past. So all the past Buddhas teach the same dharma, and to be taught by the Buddhas yet to come, and means Buddhas will teach Zen Dharma in future, and taught not once but time and time again by all the Buddhas of the present age. So these talk about generally Dharma, but it's also emphasizing on these particular texts is taught in this way. It means trying to reassuring that this is the authentic text or Tantra. Juchen Junchu Chawale, Dorjin Changchen Sangan Chong, Bangme Namji Ga Shindu, Lur Long Kong La Yi to Soul. So Juchen Junchu Chawale, in magical maps, Juchen Junchu Chawale, so that is referent text. So I said, this Maya Jala cycle is a very large cycle. And there's a lot of magical net contrast that constituted by many tantras. The main Nyingma special tantra is called Gushigarba, and now you can see that this tantra belongs to this cycle. And this Juchen, the great Mayajala cycle, or the Greek Tantra of the magical net, the Tantra most supreme, that's Juchen. And delay here means from this Tantra, in this Tantra, so here we have Dorjin Changchen Zangan Chang. And Dorjin Changchen Zangan Chang, if we can treat these, which are respectfully resides in this Tantra, and by multitude of the mighty Vajrapani, so you can see here, the translate here Dorjin Chang as Vajrapani, and early we saw translate as Vajradhara. So this the English translation is seems not consistency. And Dorjin Changchen Zangan Chong Bangme Namji Ga Shindu Lulong Kong La His. So here it's a little bit difficult to say this Dorjin Changchen because this could be a Vajradhara. Because earlier we don't have Dorjin Changchen. Dorjin Changchen and the Dorjin Chang are different. The first one translated as Vajradhara, just Dorjin Chang, yeah. There's no Dorjin Changchen. Here we have Dorjin Changchen. Look, the setting is look like here, the same. Please teach us what is taught Konglach, what is taught through singing or praising. In this Tantra, the Tantra of most supreme magical net by the Vajradharas, means Buddhas already joyfully praise or sing. Because Kangla part is important. Whatever they taught means, whatever they Lunlang Kangla, yeah. Whatever these Buddhas or Bodhisattva Dorjin taught with joy in Jinjota. Please teach me that. So it's one way we can think about how we read. Of course, we talked about these early writings, the 6 lines of cuckoos, and these texts are very early. This is translation, and cuckoos maybe not, but we have a little bit early Tibetan translation and writings. The language itself is sometimes we need to add a little bit, because who are the joyfully, or the who did joyfully praise or sing these songs which appears in a Juntu Tao. So that's why it's better to use the Dorjin Chang, as maybe Buddhas, and then Lulangwa is already sing song. It means in the past already taught, and this is past tense. Kangla means whatever they already praise, taught, sing, song in the Jintu Tawa by the Vajradharas with joy or joyfully. That I want that one. Please teach us that one. Yeah. And Ngompo Zoksong Ji Punji, Sangzi Jin the Dog Church. Nibling Junga Fart, Dog Sambatin Busson. So I, the Vajrapani, Sangzin, what do we say? I forget what it is. Oh, Dubapo. So Dubapo and Zin is a Dorjin Zimba, and Zimba means he's holding Vajra, means he's holding Mantrayana or mantra teachings. Symbolically, he's holding Vajra, but he's the holder of the Vajrayana teaching. And so, Gompo Zoksong Ji Gun Qi is Sang Xin, Jin Dao Church again. Sang Xin, Sang Zimba means I'm someone please, or I must be a holder of the secret teachings of all the Buddhas and protectors. So then he wants to become as a Upapo in here, or collector, or the preserver, Zimpapo, and this Sosangwan Zimba. Zangdak, sometimes we call Zangdak the Lord of Sangwa. Sangwa means secret teaching. So Sangda Chana Dorji. So I must become the holder of the secret teachings of all the perfect Buddhas who are the Lords and Laws. Up until I become that. Dāng Samba Tenbu Song. Here, the subject is looking at Da. Dāng Samba, or this could be treated as a Samaya. I can hold my Samaya firmly, Tenbu. Or please hold my Samaya, my mind. Please protect my mind until I become the Lord of, or the collector of the teachings. And then we have Nyomu Malu Sarva Tamishi Malu Pangwicher, Sambichi Precision, the Simjan of the Shifans. So this is in general, and these show reveal to living beings. Hi. Nyomu Malu Sarva Tamishi Malu Pangwicher, Sambichi Precision, the Simjan of the Shifans. These look like in general to everyone, and removing all afflictions, dispelling, or maybe dispelling is first one, dispelling all afflictions, maybe for dispelling for afflictions, and abandoning all the ignorance. Please teach to us, or to sentient beings, based on their capacities, their abilities. Since there's no I in here. This Tal is recording as Kurzik in Tibet.
Kurzik is imperative.
Imperative, yeah. Imperatives. So please, or it could be please us. Well, please teach all sentient beings for the purpose of removing or dispelling all the complexions, afflictions, and removing all the ignorance. Yeah, we need another translation to compare one of the ones we have. So now that is direct quote from Chana Dorji of the Vajrapani, and now what Vajrapani do. Zamalana Dorji, with this request of two Tathagatas, the master of the secret means Vajrapani. His body bowed, his palms politely joined, then stood before the Lord devotedly. Then we come to Buddha Shakyamuni, how he reply or he teaches here. So that is quite nice. We know Vajrapani is the collector, or the Dupapo, or the Zimbabwe, the holder of the secret teaching, and he's Buddha's bodyguard first, and then he become really honor of his teaching, and really nice images you can read. And then here comes with Buddha Shakyamuni, how he start teaching, and maybe we can job here. So we are the wiser Chinese. So now we request it. So the teachings will come naturally to us from Buddhas everywhere. And so contrast can occur anywhere. Sutras sometimes need particular places, maybe Vulture Pig and Deer Park and Rajgir and so forth. But Tantra can appear our small cars or big houses or big temples or mountains, rivers, and space. So Buddha will teach us if we chant diligently, daily basis. And so far it's not that difficult to understand. Sometimes English add more, whether it is plural or singular, whether this is I or sentient beings. So that's very good. But we stop here. And questions? Any questions from suggestions that maybe we can have better translations to use in the future purpose?
James has put a few different translations and one from Khenpo Chopal, he's just citing some different quotes here online.
Okay.
He's been kind of researching alongside online.
No questions.
Not so far.
Yes.
I think I may have missed it. What is the Usnisa again? The great Usnisa?
Ushnisha.
Yes.
Ushnisha means the Ushnisha. Oh, in English, we don't have Ushnisha, yeah?
Crown protuberance or
What do you call
the protuberance?
protuberance? Is that is a part of head or part of hair?
Oh, it's
No, I'm
Oh.
asking you.
I think part of it.
Part of head, okay. Yeah, it's meant to be the Buddha's head has this top. This is not hairdo, but it's more part of the head. And that's called Tsuktor, the Ushnisha. And then we have a deity called Ushnisha Vijaya. And that is Tsuktor Namgyal, which is he taught the teaching when he went to see his mother passed. The mother already passed away, but he later went to Tushita heaven to give a teaching or taught in Tushita heaven, the Ushnisha Vijaya deity. And often Tibetans, when long life, she's belong to a long life deity. We have these three long life deities.
I just have two here, Waitara and Amitayus, but I don't think they have Ushnisha.
You need a Ushnisha Vijaya.
Okay, we'll get
She's very
important.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not Dukar, it's not Sitapatra, it's different, right? He said, is it umbrella goddess? No.
Or maybe I missed the two guys, I think, taught in Tushita heaven. Sorry, maybe that's Dukkha has a lot of arms in the heads, but with Namgyama usually forearm deity side by side with Vaidara and Vishnu Vijaya center is Amitayu. These are called Tsela Namsung, the 3 long life deities. And means that Ushnisha is kind of highest if in a tantric context, when we talk about subtle bodies, and the central channel is going strictly to the up knot. And once Buddhahood attain, when our probably life force wind or its wisdom wind would have been doing everything. So raise up to Vishnisha, and then everything open up or close to become a Buddha. Okay.
Is that the same? It's a long life deity, right? Namjam.
Yeah, Chuktor Namja. Yes, yes. Namja means Vijaya. Vijaya means victory. Okay.
When you said the 100 deity mandala, is this the same as like we were talking last night about Shitra and the Bardo? Is it the same 100 deity mandala?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's connected. Yeah. Maya Jala, the Jala, magical Jala. Okay, maybe chant dedication. Yeah, I'm messing up. I think I gave it that Dukkha, not Dukkha restoration. Kushida.
Anandi? By the Spirit, may I attain omniscience. Having defeated the enemies of my wrongdoings, may I liberate all beings who are tossed in the ocean of samsara by the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. Which is glorious Sri Guru, seated on the lotus at my heart. Hold me with kindness and the still accomplishments of body, speech, and mind. Lama Kumbha Sambha the excellent health of the Guru. I pray that the Guru lives a supremely long life. I pray that the Guru's activities spread far and wide. Grant blessings that I may not be separate from my Guru. May every sick individual be quickly cured of disease. May all illness without exception never occur under any circumstances. By the force of this powerful nerve, may the aspirations of the benefactors and their symbols be accomplished within this very life. May all obstacles be passed. May everything be auspicious, and may their wishes be fulfilled according to the Gewe Kamson Zemchendam, Bargo Kamber Zemchendam, Through this virtue, may all sentient beings in the three realms and all the deceased who wander in the Vardu, abandon taking birth in evil states, and attain the happiness of higher good. Just as the hero Manjushri realized things as they are, so too did Samanta Vajra. I will follow in their path by perfectly dedicating all of these virtues. Do some shite gawa Since all such dedications have been praised as supreme by the Buddhas of the three times, I perfectly dedicate all my roots of virtue toward excellent conduct. Sangye Kozon the blessings of the Buddhas who attained the three kayas, by the blessings of the truth of the unchanging Dharma, and by the blessings of the undivided Sangha Party, may my aspirations be fulfilled according to this dedication. Gonjoy Sangye Denpa Sangye
Sonny Yangsu Zobe Nantong Khenpo Chuyi Namba Tajin Sangye Mekya De Gaji Te Yin Roba
by the power of the three jewels truth, by the blessings of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, by the power of having fully perfected the two accumulations, and by the pure and inconceivable nature of the Dharma Dhatu, may these prayers be fulfilled accordingly. Dadam Gorde Damje the virtues collected in the three times by myself and all beings in samsara and their heart, and by the innate root of virtues, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, precious, perfectly complete awakening. Nyandir Nyamodele Sandele Nyame Guyandele Shan in this very place itself enjoy happiness and peace at dusk and at dawn. May midday too be delightful and comfortable. May the auspiciousness of the three jewels be ever present, causing peace and happiness throughout day and night. And now we're all my favorite. It's the one by itself. It's the one alone. No wisdom, these must dear Lama Rani. Dear Melo Jatsogi, no guarantee with boundless no wisdom, these must dear Lama Rani. And please come back and continue teaching us.
Thank you so much. everyone here, especially coming from different places and also online, still open. Thank you for joining us. It's a wonderful event. There's a lot of
Thank you.
Dharma still need to learn. And there's names of Manjushri, we still don't know some of them. 6 lines that we still need to figure out how to read 6 lines. So all these are important texts and early texts and Dzogchen texts. So we did create a lot of merits, so that's really good. Thank you for David helping us here. And of course, then everyone's participating and helping, cooking and everything. So thank you so much, really.
Thank you so much, Khenpo. Please teach us more and more. Come back and teach the rest of this, however many times it takes. And we stop off between your places. Texas is in the middle. We need you to please continue teaching us.
I guess from Oregon Rundgren, he requested that we ask you for this loan for the
Okay.
Longchenpa Laman Najo.
Oh, now
You have time.
if online people, if you are not still
We still have 24.
offline yet, we have wonderful Longchenpa's Lamin Nanjo. And one of our great Dharma teacher, Ujirando, and we know through Zooms and we met, but I still haven't met him in person yet.
Really?
So I need to. This is Longchenpa's Guru Yoga. Guru Yoga is very important, you know, and especially Longchenpa's. I just the Guru, Adi Guru, and in a Nyingtik tradition, we have only 2 omniscient lamas, Longchenpa and Jigme Lingpa. We call 2 omniscients. So if everyone, of course, know Longchenpa when we say, so that's good. If you still don't know, maybe it's good to know in this life. We need to wait until next life to see who is Longchenpa. And his writings are immense, but many are already in English. So yeah, we have a tremendous wealth of knowledge in his writings. So I try to participate to teach Longchenpa's writings. I taught Chunyingzu few times, few Dharma centers, different places. So finally, I managed to teach 13 chapters of Chunyingzu. And if you are interested in that, probably also recordings in on my website, and also, as I said, the Manjushri Namasamgiti oral transmission, I try to slowly with melody. So if you want to listen that, as for long, maybe that's also a good way to, if you haven't had long yet, maybe that's also good to explore, since somehow we have this connection of Manjushri, Namasamgiti. Even you don't know these texts are almost the source of many texts, and it's good to know. Okay. 这个当一个个对的，不让。有老黄上这边这种有了讲他们就是特别形象。跟大家只慢慢做北京，就三明治都得已经就是把它打发成有人把它在那当一个给对对现在这样把它嘛，都叫老黄这边就是叫了看到了，他从北京叫了，你们就是这。我都叫我就北京，人家马来西亚北京就用可是大北京嘛，就说就弄他们大家就慢慢做北京，叫三明治到北京，就等到他把他们在那当一个。因为像这钱吧，我反正这个嘛，我就当时就你那种他的情况呢，就是各种途径我就找着我者同他是经营不好，有的规定该一直推，宁不同时，别别那就是把前面或者下边的就也是长情绪。云前前不拉面南就修，阿乌萨拉兰着家子的体力龙嘎达多民公布龙前把嘎斯南这龙儿苏家家见真边教的就能把我。一些个进东明广播了，规避强子全部说了，的车上全完成你就送了，推一阶段这个新节，节堂。Bendara Mahanguru, the Mara, and Savas, the Hong Shileta. Lamanji, Ujurna, Kanji, Gombe, Zalon, San Lazo, Reton, Jose, Gombe, Lame. Tuji, Nyani, along the Edma, Yimba, Mula, Yamba Shako. 一般容易做过节目，那就把拉玛当把乌山家路多了街头些经的米这这满级别这个maybe this is also like a lots of house.
Yes, that's all.
So if you want this long bus, no. That's just maybe we can stop it.
Yeah, of course.
And then hopefully see you again so online or somewhere again. David's taking a picture of me or something else. Don't care what, conclude with long chamber.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's really good.
Yeah, thank you, David. Will you stay for lunch?
No, unfortunately, I have to go. But
Oh, okay.
this is the children's.
Oh, that's good.
And they wanted the Denver Zoshin someone. Oh, not to see.
만拿了吃完了，引起动了吃完了，我